November 20th, 1980, Lake Peigneur, Louisiana, 11:50 a.m. A Texaco drilling crew hits resistance at 1,230 feet. The drill bit stops. Routine. Then, the barge tilts 5 degrees, 10, 20 degrees. The foreman screams evacuation. The crew runs 14 men into a lifeboat. But the collapse did not happen instantly. For 2 hours, the rig fought back at 1,230 feet. The drill bit seized, stuck in the mud. The crew pushed the throttle, trying to force it loose. That is when they heard it. Not a crash, but pops, loud metallic pops, ringing up through the steel derrick like gunshots. It was the sound of the lake floor snapping. The rig leaned 2 feet, then 3. The crew scrambled on the deck. They didn't just run. They had to cut the barges loose, severing the thick steel lines just seconds before the tension would have snapped them in half. The Wilson brothers, rig 20, 150 feet tall, millions of pounds of steel, disappears into a lake only 11 feet deep. Within 3 minutes, a whirlpool opens, 300 feet wide. By end of day, this lake will reverse an entire canal, create a 150-foot waterfall, turn from freshwater to saltwater forever. This is not geology. This is arithmetic. This is log 003. Below Lake Peigneur, it is not lake bed. It is a city, the Diamond Crystal Salt Mine, operational since 1919. 50 miles of tunnels, 1,400 feet deep. November 20th, 55 miners on shift. Below them, 1,000 feet of rock salt. Above them, 11 feet of water. And above that, Texaco. Texaco has coordinates. Diamond Crystal has coordinates. Different systems, state plane, coordinates versus UTM coordinates. The drill site is off 400 feet. At 1,228 feet, the 14-inch drill bit punches through the mine roof, not between tunnels, into one. "14 inches becomes 2 feet, 5 feet, 20 feet. Salt dissolves. The hole expands. The lake drains. "11:52 a.m. The crew looks back. Wilson brothers, rig 20, tips, capsizes, vanishes. 11 barges, 100 tons each. A tugboat tries escape. Full power, moves backward. The shore collapses. 65 acres. Botanical gardens, greenhouses, trees, soil, all consumed. On the canal, a tugboat captain named Lee Menard fights a losing battle. His engines are screaming at full reverse, but the current is stronger. He is being dragged backwards into the abyss. He watches as the vortex swallows the botanical gardens, 65 acres of soil, a glass conservatory, shattering instantly as the earth drops, a newly built home, sliding whole into the water. Menard accepts his fate. But then, the mine burps. A massive pocket of compressed air, forced out by the rushing water, explodes upwards. The shockwave pushes the tugboat free. Menard survives, but he leaves behind the only casualties of the day. 3 dogs, trapped on the sinking island, lost to the dark. Then, impossible. The Delcambra Canal normally drains lake to Gulf. Now, Gulf drains to lake, 12 miles of canal, reversing 3 billion gallons, creating a waterfall 150 feet tall. Where there was a slope, now Niagara in Louisiana. Below this, 55 miners are still underground. "1,400 feet down. Third shift, the miners hear it first, thunder. Underground, air pressure changes, the mine is sealed, airtight, but water displaces air, compresses it, wind starts, 20 miles per hour, 40, 60, knocks men down. Then they see water, not from pipes, everywhere. The walls. Weeping, Foreman Randy LaSalle calls it. Everyone to elevator. Now, 9 elevators, water rising 3 feet per minute. 1,400 feet of cable, shaking from air pressure. If one snaps, everyone dies. First elevator, 10 men. Second, 12 men. Third, fourth, fifth, the cables scream. Last elevator, 8 men, rising. Water hits the shaft 30 seconds after they clear. All 55 miners. Surface, alive. Not one casualty, not one. By nightfall, the lake stops draining. The mine is full. 3 billion gallons from the Gulf. Lake Peigneur was fresh water. Bass, catfish, cypress trees. Now, salt water permanently. The ecosystems destroyed. The mine abandoned. The lawsuits take years. Texaco blames Wilson Brothers. Wilson Brothers blames surveyors. Verdict: shared negligence. Texaco pays $32 million. Wilson Brothers pays $13 million. The mine never reopens. 50 miles of tunnels. Sealed forever. Survival is not the same as recovery. 55 men escaped the darkness that day, but few returned to it. Interviews reveal a pattern: nightmares, vertigo, the sound of rushing water, triggering panic attacks. They stood on solid ground, but their minds remained 1,400 feet down, trapped in the wind. Today, Lake Peigneur reaches depths of 200 feet, where it was once 10. At the bottom, 11 barges, 1 tugboat, 2 drilling rigs, 65 acres of earth, still there. And below the water, the mine itself changed. The salt did not just dissolve, it crystallized. The 3 billion gallons of Gulf water saturated the caverns, preserving the machinery. Trucks, conveyor belts, elevators, encased in a tomb of brine, perfectly preserved in the dark. A time capsule of 1980, never to be opened. The Lake Peigneur event rewritten the textbooks. Before 1980, checking coordinates between different grid systems was optional, a courtesy. After 1980, it became mandatory. The Peigneur Protocol, double-blind verification, because a 14-inch drill bit proved that a small error can swallow a mountain. For years after the event, a single object broke the surface of the lake. A brick chimney belonging to the house that sank, sticking out of the water like a tombstone. A reminder that down there, life used to exist. But the danger did not end in 1980. Since 1994, the salt dome has a new purpose: not mining. Storage. Pressurized natural gas is now stored in the caverns adjacent to the collapse. Under the lake, locals worry. If the salt shifts again, next time, it won't be a whirlpool. It will be a bomb. All because of math. 400 feet. In engineering, there is no close enough. November 20th, 1980. 55 men walked into work, walked back out, but the lake they worked beneath never came back. This is log 003.